Usually this filler can carry about 10 or 5 slaves, which was sometimes a double slave. If you am tied like this, you have to add another slave here, and it goes wrong. Only the strong ones survive, the weak die. They're tied like this. Now they can only use their mouth to eat, and they look at this. So the season time also they give the animal feed to eat. I see many of those snakes also refuse to eat that, and those who refuse to eat now, they just have to break their teeth and they force them to eat. Every Sunday, those white men also going to church to pray.
After doing all those things, they go to church to pray.
Yes.
Nonsense. This door doesn't lead to a room or house. In the 18th century, it was a final, terrifying sentence for thousands of people. They call it the door of no return. You can presently find this same old door in a beautiful forest by the ocean, right here in Limbe, Cameroon. This place is called Bimbia, and it was one of Africa's biggest slave trade markets. I stood on the same ground where at least 10% of enslaved Africans were forced onto ships, never to return home. In today's video, I'm walking through this powerful and painful history with you. We'll see the quiet forest and shore that holds so many stories of suffering, tears, and betrayal. Before I share my experience, I'm Peggy with less than 50 subscribers on my YouTube channel right now, and I'll be glad if you subscribe to the channel because my aim is to clock 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. Now let's get into the video. In order for you to visit the slave trade market, you need to be in Limbe first. Bimbia is like a village in Limbe. The city of Limbe. Once we're in Limbe town, because this is my first time to go visit the slave trade market, I looked for a bike to take us there. The plan was to take a bike there, they weren't returning, hopefully we'll see another bike. But once we took our bike to Bimbia slave trade market, we noticed there were literally no bikes. I could count the number of bikes found in Bimbia, and the number of bikes there were either farmers' bike or personal bikes. So in case you're not going there with a personal car, the bike you are taking, make sure you see to and fro. Yeah, I went there with my cousin. The roads are really bad. And fun fact is, this was during the dry season. So when you're also going there, make sure to dress well. We all have sports shoes on, and we are wearing trousers. If you're going there with a gown, I don't know how you want to do it, but you have to dress very comfortable. I really did not have time to record the entire process, but this journey was long. I think it was like almost like a 45 minutes journey, if I'm not exaggerating, only to go. Now once we arrived, this was just in front of the gate. The gate was closed, and we're like, oh, what's happening? Luckily we saw some people that are familiar with the place, and they were like, there's a number on the gate, we're supposed to call the number, they'll come pick us up and take us inside. I called the first number, it did not pass. I was scared. I was like, hey, what have I done? So do I have to call before coming to this place? Question mark. Called the second number, luckily it passed, and the tall guy he's going to send his younger brother to come pick us up. So we waited for about 7 minutes and we never saw anybody. I called again and he was like, oh, he's coming. Then I was saying to myself, if he's coming, does it mean this market is really big? Then we're tired of waiting, and he directed us to jump the fence. Yes, we jumped the fence, and immediately jumping the fence, we saw his younger brother, and we finally understood why it took him so long to come pick us up.
We'll call again. He said we should jump. They are coming up. Hope there's drinking water. We'll come here and test it.
Learn from our mistakes. Going to the Bimbia slave trade market, we did not take any water. I don't know what we're thinking, but when you want to go there, hold your water. We saw other people that came to visit. They came with their personal cars, some came with their boys, and they had their small tables with them. So in case you're going to the Bimbia slave trade market, yes, it's very exhausting. And again, it's the dry season where the sun is really hot. There was no water for us to drink, and there are no markets around because we are in a forest. I had to ask when it was convenient to visit the slave trade market, and the answer was Monday to Saturday. But then again, why did I have to wait up to 7 minutes outside the gates? Now, There are normally many tour guides around, but this day there was just one tour guide, and he had plans on leaving the slave trade market to the botanical garden. So imagine if we came few minutes late, because he was touring the other guys, right? And they were already at the end of their touring session. I mean, if we came few minutes later, I'm not sure we'll have had the opportunity to even see anybody there. I don't know how it works, but all I would say is, if you're going there, it's very important to make a phone call before going there.
I've been working for 7 minutes, and these guys are telling me that we're almost. These guys are telling me we're almost there. But we're not almost there. I'm working for 7 minutes, and nothing is happening. You know, they did the broadcast pigeon. Say, you know, if you say something for inside here.
Finally, we arrived where the history begins, and the tour guide was around. So let's learn so many things, because I don't think I'll be able to explain every single thing. I'm not a history student, and during primary school and secondary school, I used to cram history to pass. So let's all learn again.
The village they called Bimbia was found by a fisherman called Maya Mason, my ancestor, coming from a village called Bumbuku. When Maya found this place, Maya called this place Isu. Isu, my dialect means I reach the end, or maybe this is the end of my journey. That's why they call the Bimbia people, the Isu people. Our local language called Isubo language. Maya have a son called Bela Maya. Bela Maya also have a son called Bimbambela, Kimbimbi. You see, when those white people came to this village, they met Kimbimbi. But now they cannot pronounce the name Bimbi. They started calling him Bimbia.
Bimbia.
And Bimbi was not African. No, my name is not Bimbia. And they also told Bimbi that Bimbia means the kingdom of King Bimbi. That's why see they give the name Bimbia to this village.
At some point, I felt like recording was distracting me to listen to what the tour guy had to say. By the way, his name is Bimbi, and I borrowed this video from another creator. There's some clips that I borrowed from different creators. Yeah, so let's just hear. I'm just going to put the most interesting part of the story that makes sense to me into this video, because I don't think I can incorporate everything here. If not, the video is going to be like 2 hours long.
Also, the Europeans started the truth with American Indians. The Scottish Indians are very weak and stubborn. They cannot work for long. They cannot also resist malaria. Now we have a bishop called Bartolome de la Casa. Bartolome said to the Pope that they should release the Indians. But what can give exchange of those Indians is Africa, the black, because they are not human. But the Pope was not too satisfied. We also have another bishop called Joseph Lebois. Joseph Lebois said to the Pope that black people that have been punished by God, and smoke coming from hell made them to be turned black.
By now, this story is like a song to this tour guy, because it was literally the same thing I heard. Now, because of copyright strike, I'm going to add the little I learned from Bimbi. During the tribal war, many blacks were captured and sent to Bimbia. Also, some of the people that came to Bimbia, some of the blacks that came to Bimbia, came willingly, but with the notion that they are coming to look for work. Meanwhile, they were being captured as slaves. Even some of the chiefs heard and said, but why is it that when anyone goes to Bimbia, they never return? So they went to search for their people, and unfortunately, they were also captured and used as slaves. How sad could that be? Also, these slaves were categorized into 2 main categories. You had the rejected slaves, and the other slaves who were very strong, healthy, and intelligent. The rejected slaves remained in Bimbia and practiced cultivation of bamboo, palm oil, bananas. The strong and intelligent slaves were auctioned to the whites for sale. Let's visit the house of the slaves.
House for slaves.
That chain here like this, you have chain here and here. And each of these pillars can carry about 10 or 5 slaves, which was sometimes a double slave. If you have tied it like this, you have to add another slave here, and it goes round. Only the strong ones survive, the weak died. And this slave also was struggling with the chain to survive. Look at this. So many of them died. That's why I see you have here the first door of no return. And here this was also like a toilet for them, because they were doing everything here. It was pooping here also. So this was also like a toilet.
So sad.
That's why I see you have the first door of no return. Fashion station. So this was the open air market. Now look at this. Here there was a cage here. Now those slaves are just on top of the player like this. And here those slaves are also the other way. See here? Now, also after optioning the slave, because normally option slave. As we're doing at the market now, you have how much they do.
So the slaves are standing here?
Yeah, on top of the pillars. Now after doing that also, they need to mark the slave. Go to the branch, the woman now very hot, at least 100 degrees, they put on his body. So that every slave master can recognize this slave, that's it.
This used to be the slave center, and as you can see, we have a little dramatic presentation of what used to happen 150 years ago.
I take him. And madam, she bought me many children. This is the one I want. So you take this and the other 4 and we take them go. And you can see this is what you call a mirror. Yes.
White man witch?
Yes.
You brought me this man?
Yes. You see? You look like monkey, but you look fine. Huh? Okay. I will give you this for 3. 1 and 2 and 3.
Feeding station. Oh, so this is where they eat.
Yeah. So here we have some of chains left here.
Some
And here,
chains.
those slaves are just tied there like this. They're tied there like this. Now they can only use their mouth to eat and they look at this.
So their hands were always
Tied.
crazy.
See, they can use their mouth to eat and drink. I see sometimes also they give the animal feed to eat. I see many of those slaves also refuse to eat that, and those who refuse to eat now they just have to break their teeth and they force them to eat. Now this building here was made for men's slave. There is a structure you look at, you can see the foundation. This building here was made for men's slave. And also in this particular building they need to crossbreed healthy slave. You know what they call crossbreeding now? So they need to crossbreed healthy slaves so that from there they can have healthy babies. And sometimes also they can do that maybe with brother and sister just because both of them are healthy. Like if a man say no, I cannot do that, that person got to be castrated because of that. Now you have a way out for babies, and you also found they were taking children from the age of 5 years, and those babies cannot resist heat. Many of them died, and yet the slave master was living here with women slaves. Look at this thing. There was 2-story building here. Those women slaves were living down here at the slave master up, and also here in this particular building there was a church. Every Sunday those white men were also going to church to pray.
After doing all those things, they go to church to pray.
Yes.
Nonsense.
And sometimes also when the night arrive, they come and select some of those women. They take the women up, the abuse of those women to their satisfaction. Many women die or rape. And some of those women also give birth to children. But they say that again, a black and white cannot give birth to babies because God cannot allow that. Though those baby was still abandoned with their mother. That we see here also have the second door of no return. Men, women, children pass through this door. Second door of no return.
Please, a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the meaning of the door of no return?
As you pass through that door, you're not going, you're not coming back.
You're not coming back. No return was small.
Yes.
So I can imagine in those days, like if your person is passing here and you have created a bond with that person, you have to cry. Like in films. I think I've seen things like that. So sad. I mean, it feels so many sad stories, but it's still very beautiful.
This, you see, this is the name of the ships. Here they left the national flag. See this embarkation point. See, Grenada.
But did they? I don't think. Did they record all?
Yes.
So-
Every ship left, normally left Africa. Then.
So these are all the ships that
No. Just a few. We have about 350.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. And who was recording all this? The whites.
Yes, because it was the business.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm saying thank you, but this is not the end of the journey. This is literally the beginning of the journey for those who pass through the door of no return. Imagine passing the door of no return with the mindset of never hoping to see your loved ones again, going to a new place you're not prepared to go to, knowing that the intention is to make you a slave, knowing that you were sold for just few pennies. I mean, it's so painful. This place might look very beautiful, but it's filled with so many sadness. Now, after the door of no return, we have the seashore and we have so many rocks. At this stage, we're just walking and we're walking on rocks because there was another interesting location for us to see. So we passed through the seashore, which is very peaceful. After the seashore, we saw another mini forest, and immediately after this, we saw a field where these guys of nowadays have built for themselves. And just beside this field, The tour guy and I were discussing one or two. I don't know if you guys would like to listen to it. In fact, let me just allow you guys to listen to it. It concerns the fees you need to pay when you come to the slave trade market.
How much the fee for getting inside?
How much?
For national, 2,500. For national, Cameroon, 2,500. For visit the place.
2,500. You had no idea to see.
Plus a guy fee.
Plus the guy fee. I was aware.
Plus a guy fee.
We'll give what we have. You will not refuse us. No, you will hold us in this your forest.
No. He's the first Baptist missionary who came to Bimbia in 1843. Yes. So after we also have a first Sake, who also came in 1858.
Who was the first person to talk about the Bible here? This man?
This is Joseph Merrick.
1843.
Yes.
Even my grandfather was not even born at the time.
Well, let's go to the camera, please.
The last part of this interesting trip is this cannon, this very beautiful piece you see me. It was used in the days to drive other ships who are coming to recruit slaves in Bimbia. So that's it for the Bimbia slave trade market. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a sad story, but now it's history. I hope the Cameroon government can invest in this very beautiful touristic site. First, the road. Second, in fact, there are so many aspects in which they need to improve on, and it is such a very great story. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Before I leave, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to be able to watch my uploaded videos. Thank you guys. Have a blessed day.